let's jump over to the bike. I'll show you routing, how we're plugged in over here. We already have a tail light installed, so you're going to want to move the 2 Phillips here, the 2 wire guides right here, which are on the bench right here. And then there's one more wire guide for your OEM tail light on the top right here. So that bracket will drop out. You pull the light out of the fender underneath. You can pull it out here, so push there and just get it out of there. Push your new light in. It is a snug fit. If you look underneath, it's really close to the plastic where these line up, but that's normal. We can still start the bolts on there. For mounting the rear signals, I tried to get them as close as possible here. So I make a mark roughly a ½ inch away. Then I take a pair of calipers once I make my dot with like a Sharpie, and I measure from this point and check my dot on the other side, and then I measure from this point to triangulate it so I get them both in the same spot. You want to put a dab of blue Loctite when you put this nut on there, and I normally hold this and use a pair of pliers and snug them up. You are going to have to drill one hole here, which I didn't mention in the tool. Let me tell you the drill bit size that I use for that. It's going to be an 8 mil. Again, I use metric drill bits to make this easier. So you're going to feed your turn signal wires up and through here. This is where you're going to drill the hole. You kind of mimic the hole that's already there from the factory for the taillight on the other side, and run your turn signals in. And you'll see from the top, your turn signal harness leads are coming to each side through these 2 kind of guides right there, and your taillight connector and everything's going to come down. Now, this is the turn signal harness already installed, so we're routing it through this factory route here. This is your brake pressure switch dropping down. It's going to go through and drop down to zip tie it and hold it when we install the rear brake pressure switch. Back here, factory connectors for your tail light where you're going to unplug it. Like I said, green with the black stripe is the ground, black is the power. So we have a double white going into black. We have a black going into the green with the white stripe. These are going to be the male bullets on the turn signal harness. Okay, female bullets on the OEM harness. On the back, we have the double white going to yellow off your new tail light. We have the green, which is your brake light, going to red on the tail light, and we have black going to black. These are going to be the female bullets on the turn signal harness. Moving forward, you're going to route it through this channel right here. And then this is where it gets tough if the tank is on. It's going to come down along the frame. We zip tie it along through this guide and out into the front. Right there. On the headlight adapter harness, I have it kind of hanging here. So that's the one I showed you on. This is the stock plug on the OEM harness for your headlight. So that's going to plug into here. I'm going to grab some spray to spray on there. This is the mounting for the horn. So you bend the bracket at a 90, and then you take the bolt out up top here. It's kind of hard here. But this bolt right here, excuse me, 10 mil, that goes into the top triple. And so you just bend the horn at a 90, you can tuck it in there, it's nice and out of the way, and the horn connector comes off of the back side of the horn. This is going to be your new headlight plug. On the headlight adapter harness, you have accessory power. So red is positive, black is negative. These will only work while the bike's running. The lights will only work while the bike is running. We are running off the stock lighting harness on this bike. So there's no direct to the battery. It's all ran by the stock system. Like I went over, these are the connectors off your turn signal harness. This is the connector for your multifunction switch. And we'll start installing everything else. I'm going to drop this bike down a little bit. Actually, let's do the brake pressure switch first. 12 millimeter to take this bolt off, and a 14 millimeter to put the new brake pressure switch on. So, break it loose, crush washer on the top, crush washer through, like so. You can pull this boot back a little bit, and then that way you can start it by hand. You want to spin the wire while you thread this in. Okay. So we'll get it hand tight. Slip your 14 mil over the top, over the boot, and onto the top there. Okay, now what we're going to look for is a tiny bit of brake fluid coming out to get the bubble out. So you push down on the brake. Okay, see it bubbling out of the top. Hold the brake while you tighten this down. Okay, now you'll have brakes still. You don't have to bleed your brakes, and you're good. Okay, I'm going to go in this little recess of the brake line right there. Okay, that's going to hold it down and away from the exhaust. Get your rubber boot on to protect it. And then what we're going to do is make a loop, and we're going to zip tie it right here. We can snip these zip ties later, try to keep the video shorter, but that'll keep it kind of spring out of the way the exhaust and ran up, so we're plugged into the turn signal harness now. And this is where you kind of want to pull the slack out like so. That way it stays out of the way of the tire. Okay, tight. Now you're going to grab your drill, use that hole as a guide. There we go. So, get it started. This is an 8mm nut on the bottom, and looks like a 3mm Allen on the top. Got your last taillight guide. Honestly, I don't think it's very necessary, but we're going to put it back on anyways. This is also a good shot where you see your turn signals plugged in. There's a hole that you drill. Again, you just match the corner of this triangle when you drill it in so you can feed your turn signal through. Okay. There, you're all snug. All your wires live happily behind your battery right here. And we can mount your fork wraps. So we're going to move these tie downs. So fork wraps do have sides. This is your wire guide. That's going to come up through there. So this is the right side of the bike if you were sitting on it. Brake side, clutch side, however you want to go over that. This is your T20. So remove that bolt. Get your fork wrap around your fork. Run your wire up above. And then slide it up in between the fender. And you're going to be right about there. So kind of hard to see, but you want the wire to come up like so. So we'll just tuck it behind that for a second. Okay. Then you're going to get your Torx. And this is kind of tight, so you slide it down a little bit, you can still start it and then snug it up. Okay, so front turn signals are on. I'm not going to go over how to organize this stuff. Everybody does it a little different. I usually just get everything plugged in and then figure out my organizing. We're just going to plug everything in to keep this video a little bit shorter because it's already long. We've removed the kill switch from the left side of the bike already. That's a Phillips. That's the one I showed you on the bench. Now we can grab our multifunction switch, which is a 6mm and a 4mm Allen. Now, you want to get it to where it's just touching like that, and then get your 6mm. You don't want to over tighten the front because then you'll kind of pinch this rocker switch. So get your 6 once that's started, and then kind of tighten down the back of the switch. Again, don't need to go crazy tight on these. It is just clamping the bars. We still have good function there. We'll go a little bit more and snug her up. Okay. Next step is plugging stuff in. We're going to mount our flasher relay first. So I'm going to put it right there. Should be plenty of room still. We'll double check that. That is a Phillips. So get that out. And again, plastic screws, so no need to go crazy. So now we have all our connections done here, right? So we can start plugging stuff in. This is your switch. Again, I'm not going to show you organizing back here. That's kind of personal preference. Let's get it in each one. That's your switch there. Plug it in. Relayed accessory power, headlight plug. So that's all you need on your headlight adapter harness. Now we're going to go to turn signal harness. Turn signal harness, you're going to have your lower portion of the switch, which is the 3-pin connector right there. Again, some CRF450. Like so. Then you have your flasher relay, 2-pin connector, like so. Go into the black box, which is your flasher relay. There we go. Okay, kill switch wire. So when we unplug the kill switch, the connector is this 2 position. You just follow it down to it, and it unplugs right there. Your new kill switch wire, it's going to be the same factory connector. These are sealed, which is why we use the oil. You use dielectric grease, you blow the seals out of the back. Nobody likes a blown seal. Plugged in. Okay, same thing, even on bullet connectors, it makes them so they don't corrode together and aren't hard to pull apart where you pull the bullets out. Put a little bit of the CRF450 in there, and then that bullet that comes off of the switch, right there, like so. Okay, so we're down to turn signals. Again, red is right. Right side of the bike is your front brake lever side, like you're sitting on it, passenger. So we're going to take the female connector of the turn signal harness, put a little bit in there, plug it in. A little bit there. Oh, see, I got fooled. That was a left signal. Okay, that's left. So left is going to go into purple. Right, go into the red wire lead, just like so. Okay, so now's the time to decide if you want to run daytime running light or not. These are very small wires. They're like 26 gauge. Where you're going to run these to on this bike is your accessory power right here, the red wire. Okay, so when you put your posi tap on, you take the gray side off, you run it around that wire. And if you look in here, it's got a little point. You don't got to go crazy on these. Just thread it back into itself. Hold the gray and snug it down until you're touching the wire with both sides. That's all you need. You don't need to ham fist it, go crazy. So this is a through hole where we're going to put both of these red wires in and then thread it in here after we strip them, and it'll make contact right there. This makes them removable, so if you need to service your forks, another thing, you can just split them off the forks and let them dangle. You don't really have to remove them all the way, but if you want to, you can. And there's no unpinning or splicing or anything else. So you're going to take these two wires, get them to about equal lengths here. So kind of hold them a little bit off. Grab my snips. Okay, these are so small. Might be barbaric, but I just use my teeth. About half an inch, maybe a little bit over, 5/8. Split it off. I measure with my tongue. Okay, so then we're gonna spin these wires together like so, and then fold them in half like that. Then you're gonna take your red cap of the posi tap, push it over, bring it over, then this is kind of a weird part, you kind of want to put pressure on the wires as you start threading them in so they don't pull out on you. So you can kind of get it started, push in, tighten down. Okay, we're golden. There we go. That's posi tap, that's how it works. So everything's plugged in, like I said, accessory power. I'm going to go ahead, clean this wiring up, and we'll come back and do the final part of this video, which will just be edited in, and do a functions test on everything. All right, back at you. Bike is put back together. Side panels are on, seats on, headlight mask is on. Everything clears perfectly. You can see your switch up here. No more factory kill switch up there. So we'll fire this thing up. Okay, so you look at the toolbox. We'll have high and low, horn, and then you have your daytime running lights. Those are those red wires we tucked in. Really good safety feature. Actually illuminate the trail pretty decent. You got left signal, got right signal, and then in the back we got left and right, and then brake. Now there's also a add-on front brake pressure switch. If guys want to run those, I don't. Most states you only need one, some states you need two. It's under individual wiring components. Oh, and then there's your kill switch, new kill switch. Anyways, it's under individual wiring components. You can do a front brake pressure switch add-on. That'll basically tie in between where the back plugs in, run up to the front, and give you a front brake pressure switch. And same thing, it's going to replace this banjo bolt right here. So same exact thing that you're doing on the rear brake master cylinder. So there it is, guys. That is the fuel injected CRF450X dual sport kit. Thanks for checking it out.